It's not if, but when. Welcome to Hawaii Preppers Network 808. As preppers, our main focus is on all things preparedness in all aspects. And this goes towards preparing for food shortages, preparing for unrest, preparing for loss of job, everything that entails being prepared for, stocking up food, and everything else. We also focus on skill sets, learning new skills when it comes to preparedness, growing food, growing our own food in our own gardens, whether it is big or small, or if we live in apartments, we still have the ability to grow food and grow in small quantities. We also have a chance to learn new skills, learn first aid, taking up courses in preparedness management as well, and doing our own research and work in learning all that we can about all these skill sets that entails preparedness. Now, what I really want to focus on today is preparedness, despite everything that is going on right now. And in my humble opinion, this prompts myself, and I'm positive as well as others, to prepare even more. Just because we have a new president-elect does not mean that we can kick back, gloat, and sit on our laurels. It's far from it. This actually prompts majority of us to even prepare more so than ever now. Yes, the prices have gone up. Everything is exponentially high, and a lot of people have lost their jobs. Their incomes have gone way down, and senior citizens as well, their incomes are very low. But there are still things that each and every one of us can do to implement other things in our lives, such as incoming, streamlining, and diversifying different areas of generating extra income. If you got stuff sitting around, you can sell that, generate extra income. And there's food pantries all across the nation that can assist if you are low on food items. I'm sure a few of them, maybe many of them, are running very low on food items for those that are in need. So look around in your own area, your own location, your own state, where assistance can be had in all areas. Now, I believe each and every one of us knows that a lot of damage has already been done to the country, and it's going to take quite some time to fix everything, to restructure all the systems. Not necessarily back to normal, but perhaps more efficiently and sufficiently for the people of this nation. But know that the president-elect is doing all that he can and all that must be done. Know that it will take quite some time, but he is on the move right now, and we as citizens of this nation must come together and work together in unity, as well as supporting one another and not fighting against one another. And this goes true in supporting our president-elect as well. Just because he was voted in by everyone, a great deal of this nation, does not mean that we can just sit back and gloat about everything we have a huge part and responsibility to also take action in all things that we need to do, preparedness wise, and being kind to one another and supporting one another and being of service to one another. We are the ones that we have been waiting for. Therefore, we are turning new pages every second right now, rapidly. Everything is happening rapidly. Therefore, a lot of us, if not most, should step up to the plate and do their part as partakers of this great nation of ours. Our president-elect will definitely do his part as we are witnessing now. And now it is time for us to also do our part as well, as much as we possibly can and are capable of doing, and simply being of service to one another and not dividing each other, no matter who it is, no matter what race, nationality, culture, religion, political stances, and all of that. Because the bottom line is coming together and coming into unity, because unification is strength of all the people, and I believe a lot of people are learning this right now. Never think for a second that you cannot make a difference. Look at the difference that a great majority of America has already made. Look at the power and strength in numbers. One person can make a difference, but millions upon millions of people can make an even greater difference and impact for the good and for the whole as well. Now, I'm not saying that there won't be any setbacks and problems and issues, because there will be. And all of these things, everyone needs to be able to move through it and work through it, disseminate it, and come to a consensus and solution to things instead of fighting everything and everyone. The greatest challenge that America will have is to be able to see beyond the differences of one another. And quite frankly, be able to quell one another's ego in all of this. Nothing's easy, and nothing's going to be handed to anyone now, more so than ever. Therefore, I feel that we all need to be even more prepared mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, as well as financially, in all there is in preparedness. You know, preparing the mind, preparing the body, the spirit, preparing our pocketbooks, preparing everything, every which way, bringing it into a sound and balanced state of being, to be able to coexist in alignment with one another in a harmonious way and unifying way with one another, to be able to better move forward and solve issues that have not quite been solved for decades, if not centuries. I believe that we can all do it. We can all make a difference here. And we have been given the opportunity, when you think about it, to make this grand difference. Now, more so than ever. On a spiritual note, I really feel that this was meant to happen. This was meant to be, to awaken everyone spiritually to all the evil that is going on across the globe right now. It is also awakening us spiritually and opening our eyes into seeing the messengers and the tools that the Creator or God is utilizing and using now in the world and has always been using, just that a lot of people have been asleep at the wheel. We are instruments of the Creator on a grand scale, and He's using each and every one of us and restoring faith, not just in ourselves, but faith in the Creator as well, and bringing that back and gifting us with 4 years of prosperity and wealth, health, and all good things. Now, hopefully, we don't throw that down the drain. I don't think it's intended for us to be tossing it down the drain. The sense of urgency that I feel is a 2.0 preparedness on steroids for us to prepare even more so now than ever, because there are bigger things coming down the pike that we cannot see nor understand. Therefore, we prepare to the best of our abilities and capabilities. Yes, we may help our friends, family, neighbors, and yes, a lot of people may not be on board, but do not be disheartened about that. Whether they come around or not is a choice. A choice of every individual as well as collectively. And these choices will be made by themselves. No one can force anyone to decide for themselves what's best for them. Respect that, accept it, and move on. Do not rack your brains and get frustrated, because we've all been there, we've all done that. And where has it gotten us? Nowhere. So what does it tell you when you're constantly going up against a wall that you cannot seemingly get through to? It tells you that it wasn't meant to be. It tells you to let go and leave it and continue on to do what it is that you do. If some come around to it, hallelujah. If not, allow it and accept it. Come to that acceptance of things and not fight it and resist it. Let it go and release it. So what am I doing preparedness-wise? Well, I'm taking stock of my long-term storage, food storage, as well as my short-term food storage. Rotating canned goods, checking what I need to refill and restock as well. Clearing up items that I no longer use and utilize by either donating, selling, and or giving things away. Keeping my house in order at my home front. That way I don't have a cluttered home nor a cluttered mind and a cluttered sense of being. I am making sure that I have all the things that I need preparedness-wise, making sure that if I am low on funds, I know that I can always generate more funds if need be. Continuous, if anything. I am growing my own food continuously as the weather allows. I know we live in the tropics, therefore we can grow things 24/7, 365 days out of the year, versus the other states, because the other states have that beauty of going through all the different seasons, which I think would be so wonderful to have here, because it's mostly sunny. It rains a lot here. Rarely it's cold, if anything. And here everybody thinks it's cold when it's in the 70s, when it's in the 60s, when everyone in the States laugh at that because they know what cold is. I know what cold is, and I love cold more than anything else. I love 38 degrees, cold. I don't like the heat. I don't like the humidity. I don't like the moisture. That's really, really bad for food storage in this state. So I'm making sure that I'm growing as much as I can and what I can at this time. Dehydrating as much food as I can. And rotating and using that food as well. And not just stockpiling and not rotating, not eating it, and not using it, because there are those that do that and end up wasting so much money and throwing things out when they expire. But another thing is, if you feel and find that you can't grow food in your apartment and or home or garden, you can always search out community gardens and join community gardens. And that's something really big across the nation. So look into that, especially Hawaii people. Look into joining community gardens. Learn to practice your skills, whatever it may be. If it's protection, learning how to use your pew-pews, learning first aid, practice. Take the courses, take the classes, take it by yourself, take it with your friends, take it with the entire family, because it'll benefit everyone in the long run. In fact, take up the CERT course, CERT, Community Emergency Response Team. That will definitely help you and your family. You will learn skills. You will learn quite a lot of things as you take that course, and it'll only help and assist you in the event of a disaster, man-made disaster, and or a natural disaster. You will more or less learn how to respond to disasters at the get-go, and you will also be able to hook up with other CERT team members across your state and or city and county. I took the CERT course 12 or 13 years ago. So it really helps you to know some of the things that you need to know if there ever is some type of disaster event. And you can also respond to your neighbors, your neighborhood. You can help out your neighbors and provide emergency services for your neighbors in the event that the disaster becomes so huge that no other emergency responders will be able to get to you within minutes. Because if something huge happens and there's a huge disaster, you're going to have to help each other. Communities, neighbors are going to need to come together and help one another with whatever they know and whatever skills they have. A lot of people will really be caught off guard when a major disaster happens. So you're going to need to be sound in the mind as well. And, I believe taking several different preparedness management courses would be really, really excellent for you. And the CERT course is actually free, provided by your city and county, your state. So look into that and do it, because we're faced with so many different types of disasters now daily, and we're seeing it, we're witnessing the escalation of all types of disasters. So this would be a highly beneficial thing for you and your family. I think one of the greatest things that we can do for humanity is to be more understanding, more loving to one another, more kind and open to one another, instead of being forceful and forcing and imposing things on each other, and just becoming open to several different possibilities of anything and everything. I think that would really help for everyone to be able to better come together in a peaceful manner. And if you are spiritual, these things you should know. The spiritually inclined individuals should know these things better. But know that we are all not perfect, yet we are perfect in our imperfections. This is all I have for today. So have a wonderful Saturday and the rest of your weekend. Thank you for watching. Thank you for commenting. And thank you for subscribing as well. Aloha.